Hi, Kate here with Kate's Paper Creations. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Washington State, and I'm here to bring you my free weekly video and blog, this time featuring simple stamping and also giving you a little bit of a sneak peek at the new annual 21-22 Stampin' Up! Catalog products. So, this is my simple card for this week, and let me show you what I used and how I made it. So I did use the hand-penned Petals stamp set. I didn't need the dies because this is a simple card, but it does come with dies called pin flowers, and they will cut out some of the shapes that you see here. And these are found on page 105 of the new 2021-22 Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. The colors I'm going to be using for this card today are Poppy Parade, Pale Papaya, Fresh Freesia, and Evening Evergreen, which are some of the new in colors. The three of them, Poppy Parade is a returning color, but the other three are some of the new in colors for 20 to 2021 to 2023. All kinds of numbers to throw at you. And this lovely designer series paper is the hand-penned designer series paper, and they're beautiful papers. You can see more of those if you go to my shopping site or to my blog. I have some pictures of them up in my blog about this particular project. So I started this card with a basic white thick base card. It is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4 to make a side fold A2 greeting card. Then I cut the designer series paper 4 by 5 1/4 so that it leaves a white border around. And here's the other side of that paper. So pretty, you almost hate to cover it up, don't you? And so I'll use my Stampin' Seal, and we will put this onto the card front, just flat. Leaving that 1/8 inch border on 3 sides, just like that. Then I cut a piece of regular basic white. It is cut 3 by 4 1/2, so 3 wide, 4 1/2 tall, and we are going to stamp it. And let's start with the Evening Evergreen, and I stamped the basic full-size image with that first. And trying to stay true to my original design a little bit, just like that. Then there are 2 leaf stamps, filler stamps for the leaves, a larger one and a smaller one. Of course, larger for larger leaves. And then I am stamping off. So let me get a piece of scratch paper, and I'm going to ink it, stamp it off, and then stamp it on. And it gives that. Now these are not going to be an exact match. They're meant to be somewhat irregular, I guess is the best word I can use. They're not meant to perfectly fill. And so, but they end up looking so awesome. And when you stamp off, it just gives it that really light tone on tone with the leaves, so the accent piece stands out even more. Let's get that better. It's easy to get in a hurry and get sloppy, which I do sometimes. Okay, so there's our leaves. Let's get that out of the way. And then I did a couple of the flowers with the Fresh Freesia, and that would be these 2 stamps. One is a little bit larger than the other, and you've kind of got to just figure out what direction they go in. It's not super hard to figure out. You can kind of just twist it around until you see exactly how it's supposed to go. I think that looks about right. Now so I didn't stamp off this color. I left it full strength, just like that. And then it's got the little one here. And let's see, I think that about like this is where I want it. It's okay. It'll still look beautiful, even though some of the white is showing. You can be more particular when you do yours. Next one I'm going to use is the Pale Papaya, and that's for this little double flower that here. And again, I'm not going to stamp off. I'm going to leave it full strength. This one's really easy to get very close to where it belongs. There we go. There's that one. And then I just needed a pop of color, so I decided to use Poppy Parade for the larger flower center. And as I said in a previous video, I do an annual re-inking of my ink pads, and sometimes I get them a little bit too juicy. So the way to remedy that, if you've found that you have done that, is you can take your bone folder or the edge of a clear block, and you can scrape back 4 or 5 times, 6 times, scrape the ink back, and then it'll create a spot where the ink isn't quite so juicy, which I've already done. And then we'll get this color here. And let's see, I'm thinking it needs to go this way. And there's that. So now that is pretty much done. Let's bring back fresh freesia, because I'm going to stamp the thank you on there with that. It just says thanks. And I'm going to put it down here like that. And that is pretty much it for that piece. And I'm going to attach it to the front with dimensionals. If I can find them in my stuff here. Here they are. And you don't need a lot. I just put one on each corner. Like that. And then I'll put one in the middle just to kind of hold it up a little bit when it goes through the mail. And then I decided, rather than centering it on the front and being all symmetrical all the time, to set it off at an angle, which I ended up really liking when I did that. And so there is our simple stamping card for the week. Simply beautiful card made simply. But let me share with you, I stepped it up, which is always fun to do. So I took the basic same design, and this white piece that I had, I brought in the triple, it's detailed trio punch. And I punched this design, this little 3-petal design, I punched it first in each corner. Then I brought each corner back and punched the corner rounder, so it got rounded and got the petals. I also used a sponge dauber and the fresh freesia and inked the edges of it. And then I also brought in the Simply Elegant trim that is silver and gold metallic thread. And I put silver and gold together and tied a bow in it and stuck it on. This Oh Happy Day is one of the sentiments from Many Messages dies, and I put it on with some dimensionals. And so I again attached this piece, this art piece, with dimensionals. And then this little guy up here is one of the bumblebee trinkets that you will also find in your new catalog. And so it just needed a little bumblebee to fly around with that beautiful gold thread. And so there's the simple version and the stepped up version. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and that if you haven't yet, that you would subscribe to my blog. And if you don't have a place to shop for your stamping and scrapbooking supplies, please check out the link to my online store in the description below. Bye.